doing the regular. You just doing the regular. And let's go ahead and expand it a little bit. You're doing the standard work. You woke up, you did everything that you were supposed to do. You went to work, you did everything you were supposed to do. You got home, you did everything you were supposed to do. But you ain't exceed nothing. You ain't exceed nothing. So you walking around wondering, you wake up every single day, you wondering why you got an average relationship, why your kids are average, you went to an average school, you drive an average car, you got an average job, making average money, doing average everyday shit.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast. It is me, your boy, Marcus Morton. Always here with me is D. Aaron Mack, and we are back.
This is the place where the elephant is always welcome. I don't want nobody to forget that.
Yes, sir.
Where the elephant is always welcome. However, I have no idea which elephant we're talking about today.
I got you. I got you.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I already got a boss of false. We can
Oh,
get back
word?
into those. Yes. All right. So is it a boss or false move to get mad at someone that's making just a little bit more than you?
You know what, change the format of this right quick. I want you to go into the inspiration of the boss of false before you actually go into the boss of false. So let's start this over, and I want you to rewind it, use the star method, and we're gonna go ahead and run that back because I'm a little interested in where that came from. Let's go.
Star method.
Situation, task, action, result. Let's go.
Oh, okay. All right. So, you just want me to break it down?
Yeah, tell her where it came from. What's going on? What we need to talk about.
All right. So, like at my job, right? At our job at the Vanilla, it's full of changes. They're trying to compete with other companies that are doing similar stuff. That's kind of giving people the freedom of making their own schedule, right?
Right.
So with that, you're gonna have a lot of people coming on one shift, than the other shifts. So with the other shifts that's kind of being, neglected, we have incentives to get those people to come in.
Right.
And with those so-called incentives, some people are feeling a little left out because they're not also getting those incentives to come into work. Even though that said person that was upset is already making more money than I, or y'all, are y'all making the same?
I mean, I don't know who we're referring to, so I'm lost.
I mean, that person has been there a lot longer than we have. So
okay, we're talking about somebody else that's in the same position that I am.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Male or female?
Female.
All right, got you. No, she's not making more.
Oh, she's not.
No.
What they?
Well, that's where the animosity come in. That month.
I see.
So, the question is, go ahead. The question is, go ahead. What we got?
Question is it a boss or false move to get your knickers in a bunch just because somebody's getting just a little bit extra just to come in. Now, depending on how they make their schedule, they'll be either making less or more. It's just that one day would kind of just equal out to just a little bit more, a little chump change. Not a lot, but I don't know.
It's a false move, bro.
It's
a false move, bro. Hold up. First of all, I want to go on record to say that that this might be the very first time that we actually had a real false move on the Boss of False. I just want to go ahead and just put that out there for right now. For just on the record, on episode 97, we actually had a real false move. Like I really do feel like that is a false move. And for the most, like, I really feel like it's a false move on the notion of, yo, it's not that person's fault that you make less than they do. It ain't their fault. Like the system is set up that way. It ain't got nothing to do with them. You had all the right to choose what you were going to do with your life, how much money you were going to make, and you decided that you were going to sit here. So if somebody came through and topped that ass, it ain't got nothing to do with them. That's on you. Mm-hmm. That's your fault.
That's great.
I mean, obviously, if it happened to you, I feel like I know your answer already.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we on the same page on that one.
We're on the same page because she came in sat. Well, not sat, but she stood in the little meetings that we have. Right. To get some answers, and I was just like, oh, all right, that's how we're doing it. Okay. She was real upset about that. I was like,
I bet.
Us.
I bet. And they probably gave her the most political answer that I can honestly agree though that the answer that they gave her was bullshit.
Probably would.
I'm just like it was like the most politician-esque answer that I think I've ever heard come from a corporate company. That it was ridiculous, bro. I was like, they told you what now?
Yep.
Yeah, man. It's hilarious.
It was lovely though. The meeting
hilarious.
Was
hilarious.
All right. So with that, because I'm pretty sure she felt like really uncomfortable about like the whole situation and whatnot. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. I think it was either that day or the day before. I was listening to like a whole bunch of different stuff. One was like how to speak more, or how to like conquer like speaking in public and whatnot. I started listening to a podcast about that. Their episodes are about like 22 minutes long, real short, real sweet to the point. I started listening to that because the first time I did one of the little meeting things that are at the work, kind of threw me for a loop. I ain't done it in a while, and I was like real nervous, real anxious, and I was like, hold on, this ain't me. Like, how to speak in front of a crowd, how to, because I practiced it before at our church. Our church was like real big on having like the youth being able to speak clearly in front of like anybody to kind of prepare us for like what we'll get into outside in the world or whatnot. So with that, I kind of took it upon myself to that's the reason why I go each and every time, because I'm like practicing, I'm like getting back into speaking in front of a group. But the bottom line was, when I did it the first time, I was uncomfortable, and with the motivational stuff that I've been like listening to, they all kept saying the same thing. We have to get comfortable being uncomfortable in situations. A lot of times we get into that sweet spot where all right, we go to work or we do something, we want to do something outside of work, but we don't get past like our regular or our standard procedure of work. Like, we won't go that extra mile to just get the job done and whatnot. So how you feel about that?
All right, which part though? Like, because like you loaded that up.
I'm sorry.
You put, I mean, that joint was like a revolver, and you like kept turning the barrel and kept throwing stuff in, and like you were just rolling that joint. So like, I don't know which one to go for first, but like all that, I'm like, start lineup, let's go. Like we're like, I don't even know where to start with that. Like, for real. The public speaking thing, Mark, I'm I'm there with you, bro. But that feeling that you felt when you went there, you notice that never goes away. That never goes away. That energy that you put into it is what changes. You're gonna go there, you're gonna feel that same bubbly gut feeling, that same nervousness, that same uncomfortable feeling when all eyes on you. That's just human nature. That's just human nature. That never goes away. We talked about that before, where when I first started doing public speaking or whatnot, I wanted to wait until that nervousness completely disappeared before I started going out there to make it happen. But that it's always there.
Always
like
there.
even before, even sometimes before the podcast, and I know I got a real deep message, I'm like, yo, like I start getting that same feeling, bro. Or if I know that it's gonna be somebody, if I know particular that there's somebody waiting for the episode of the podcast to come out, like I'm just like, ooh, like it's just a real uncomfortable feeling. But for real, like something you just said, right? And like I heard it loud and clear, right? It was like the golden bullet, I guess you could say, in that revolver that you just loaded up was like some people like, success lies outside the comfort zone. We all know that. But in that same breath, like you could say that success lies outside of your standard work.
Yeah.
Because people everywhere, right? They say, and I had to have this conversation with a few guys at work because they asked me how do I move forward in the company, how do I grow, and I'm like, yo, y'all trying to get to where I'm at, and the best I can do, like I may not be able to tell you how to get above where I'm at right now, but I can definitely tell you how to get to where I'm at now. And bro, one dude, like, and I had to have a conversation with my man like multiple times, bro, because I was like, yo, I don't think you really understand. I don't think you really get it. Like, yo, for real, you trying to get to where I'm at, but you ain't doing the right things, bro. You ain't doing the right stuff. Like you think, like, and it's the conversation that I had before about people doing things based off of their own understanding. You got a vision of what the world is supposed to be, and you think the world is supposed to be what you say it's supposed to be just because you say it. And bro, that's not real. That's not reality. That ain't reality. So you make a certain vision of certain. You put a certain image out there when you operate in the world. And I told my man, I had to tell my man, I'm like, look, bro, you doing standard work. Standard work. I don't know if you know what that means, but let me break down standard work to you. That means that on bare minimum, you should be doing this. So if you do this, you only doing bare minimum. So when you talk about growth and you talk about development, bro, do you think that somebody who has already exceeded, tripled, quadrupled standard work to make other standard work better, they looking at your regular standard work and they like, yeah, he's exceptional, let's get him. Bro, they not. I promise you. Like, yo, I had to tell my man, like, look, yo, you trying to do bare minimum and get by on bare minimum. You waiting until 5:30. The only thing you come in with the goal of doing the standard work until 5:30 to survive until 5:30, so nobody has to come talk to you about what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. And you think you about to move forward off of that, bruh? I had to tell my man, dude, that's not how that works, dog. That's not how that works. You ain't got no leadership experience, bro. That's what they're looking for. You ain't got no growth experience. That's what they're looking for. You ain't stepped outside of the standard, to do anything above that. So, bro, you are not going to move forward until you change up what you need to change up first. You need to reach higher. You need to have more goals. You need to have more aspirations. You need to change your focus off of what can I do for me and change your focus on what they need me to do for them.
And sometimes that's the main reason that's holding people back. People are so wrapped up in themselves, like they can't see nothing else outside of themselves. And usually that's the thing that makes people successful. They figure out the world's problem and then make a solution to what people can't see, what people can't even fathom. And the reason they can't fathom is because they get stuck in their own little place or their own their own business, that they can't think of nothing else. That's all they know. They know them and whatever is connected to them. That's all they see. That's all they want to fix.
And honestly, like they see that because that's comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm just being real. Like seeing anything else it makes you uncomfortable. So you don't even try to see it. You don't even try to see it. You don't even try to see it. You don't even bother. There ain't no point. You just like, yo, I don't. That's I ain't fucking with that.
Right.
Let me back up. I ain't fucking with that.
Like they got too much going on over there. I don't deal with that.
Oh yeah, right. They got too much going on over there. Like, bruh, and you got people everywhere, right? And they look at certain situations, especially like people that we work with, bruh. They'll look at a situation and be like, yo, this fucked up, bruh. I'm going home.
Yeah.
This fucked up. I'm going
all
home.
The time.
And then they turn around and ask questions like they want to move up. And I'm like, bruh, but every time it get hard, you bounce. Every time it get hard, you bounce, bro. Like, why would I want you as a leader? My leader is just about to get up and just go anytime anytime we going through some uncomfortable stuff.
Thanks.
And I think the worst part about it, here's the worst part, Mark. We got leadership in the building who does it.
Oh yeah.
That's the worst part about
top
it.
Leadership. Yep.
We got leadership who, when the tough gets going, they get going.
Be like, I'm out.
So when you got a culture like that, bro, everybody looking at the bottom line, like, oh, if he can do it, I can do it. If my man can come here and he can just stand here, point fingers at every goddamn body, I can come in and do the same exact thing, bro. And as when I had to tell these folks that, bro, they start pointing fingers like, yo, but this person does this person does that. I'm like, yo, it doesn't matter what they do. You not them. It doesn't matter. I don't know, man. I had to have that conversation way too many times, man. And like people be asking me for stuff and they'll like, and I don't want to be the asshole, bro. Like I would love to get like, yo, for real, you don't think like if it make you happy, if you really think this make you happy as a person, you come up and ask me for a favor, you ask me to do something in particular to get in a certain position, bro, you like for real, I'm a human, dog. Not only am I a human, I'm a high I. I don't know if anybody listening to this know what that means, but on the DISC assessment, bro, I am a high I. 99%. Bro, that means I want to give you everything that you want. But bro, like for real, I'm also a 74D. So what that means is I take charge. And what that means is if I don't see a business need to give you what you want, bro, I can't give it to you. And because I'm a high I, I'm gonna pull you to the side and I'm gonna tell you every single thing, every single reason why I can't do it. And people do not like that conversation. I had to sit somebody down and tell them exactly why they can't get what they want, or what they're going to have to do to get what they want. And then on top of that, we work for a company Mark. We work for a company that do not allow me to tell a person about themselves, bro. I am not allowed. Me in my position, I'm not allowed to tell a person about themselves.
So who is? Is there anyone or we're not allowed to get people personal business like that?
No, nah, bro. We not, bro. You can't even tell a person that they stink there without getting fired, bro.
Come on.
Like real talk, HR will come find you, bro. Like it's crazy. Like a person can walk through that joint smelling like a bag of hot onions under the Green Giant's nutsack, bro. And they like nobody can say nothing to him, bro. It's the weirdest thing, dog. And like I'm like talking to these guys, and a few of them, dog, they work hard. They work hard. I mean, my man, like, and Bob, I'm gonna tell you like this. We're talking about a dude right now, and this is multiple people, right? And I want to go into like one dude who he worked with us. He do everything, bro. And he don't do everything that you tell him to do. He do everything that everybody else is supposed to be doing too while he's doing what he's supposed to do. Mark, you probably know who I'm talking about. You probably already know who I'm talking about. But
a couple of people.
I had to tell my man this, bro. I'm like, yo, you work hard.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about it, bro. You work hard. You work circles around everybody around you, bro. But you working that hard is not going to be the thing that's going to push you forward.
Mm-hmm.
My man got pushed back because they say he ain't had no leadership experience. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Like, yo, like you jump in and you do all the work. You do all the work.
Yeah.
They looking for somebody that can maintain the work and delegate it. Like, you doing all the work. And I had to tell my man, like, yo, you need to slow down and look and figure out how to make it so that somebody like you don't have to come in and work as hard. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for nobody to come in and work. Everybody's supposed to come in and work. Versus the other dude, I had to tell him, I'm like, yo, see my man over there? He worked hard. He worked damn hard. He works circles around both of us. Me in my position right now, he works circles around me. And he don't even do half the stuff that I do. He still works circles around me. They still not looking for that. True. I'm like, you gonna have to use your brain. You gonna have to stop using your body and use your brain. And you ain't never did that before, but I promise you that's what you're gonna need to do to get that promotion.
Now it's kind of rolling it back to the standard of work, like working hard like that and going above and beyond to get the job done. That's standard work for some people, but in order for them to step up, it's just like you said, they gotta do something they haven't done before, even maybe uncomfortable to them because they've never done it before. And it's gonna be hard. Not to say it can't be done, not to say it's like practice can go into it so they can get that promotion or get to that level to where that promotion is achievable for them. But it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take dedication. You got to set aside time to work on yourself and that notion. You said it before for like the public speaking. I don't know if you took in like classes, but you you took classes for it?
Not necessarily classes, but there's this little thing called Toastmasters that focuses nothing but public speaking. It's not necessarily a class, but it's one of those membership only kind of things where you just go in and just own your craft.
Oh, that's dope. I wonder if they had that for like different stuff. But there it is. That's what you need to do. You have to hone your craft. Anything you're trying to get into, it has to be polished, it has to be tweaked, has to be worked on daily, day in and day out. You have to put in the work to get out of that constant work. And a lot of times people they can't do it because it's too uncomfortable. They come up with any and every excuse. Like we've been here before, we said it before. The excuses come out when the work get tough. People at work get tough. It's like, all right, I'm out. I can't. My back aching, all this other stuff. I just need to go. It's too much. But if everyone has that mentality, when is the work gonna get done?
Oh, not only that, but who gonna do it?
Exactly. I mean, it has to get done regardless.
Who gonna do it? Because you could come back and the work still could be there.
Especially at that job. Leave it to our job.
Bro. Yeah,
sometimes you do that. You come back in, you got more work than what you left with. So
exactly. And enough people do it. And if enough people do it, bro, that's exactly what happens. You leave it to somebody else to get it done because your standard work got too hard. And you won't doing nothing but standard working. Let's be real. You won't doing nothing but standard working. And then when the standard got too hard for you, you were just like, I quit. I'm going home. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too much. So everybody around you, because you left, somebody else looked at it and was like, oh, my standard just got higher. I'm gone. Another person did the same thing. Oh, ain't nobody over here helping me. I'm gone. So everybody just left. And bro, it happens way more often than it should.
Yeah.
It happens way more often than it should. And I look at people and they ask me that same thing, like, yo, why is it so messed up back here? And I'm like, yo, what? Because of you.
Y'all keep leaving.
Because of you. Like, I don't know how to hide it no more. And like, I got people who struggling, bro. And they really struggling. They doing the work. They staying late. They coming in early. They doing more than what the other people are doing. They doing more than what people who just standard work, and they to raise their own standards and start working, have the work circles around the people who just standing still. They making people who work look like they standing still, bro. And I got people who struggling, bro. And they just not understanding that having a strong work ethic, working hard is not what's getting you to the next level, bro. I can't make that clear enough. And I'm so mad you brought this to the podcast, bro. Because look, I just listened to a podcast from ET yesterday, bro, and they definitely went over the same thing where they were talking about the Christianity principles and people bringing the Christianity principles to corporate America, bro, and how people think that the Christianity principles are supposed to get them to next level at corporate America, bro, and it don't work that way, man. It don't work that way, man. Yeah. I'm so mad that you brought this to the podcast, bro, because I seem like every single time they have a good episode, bro, we end up talking about the same damn thing, man. And it pisses me off because, yo, you got so many people. And I want to help these people, man. I want to help them, bro. Like, they come and ask me these questions all the time, bro. And I had to tell them, like, look, bro, you doing that, but they ain't got nothing to do with the Price of 10 channel, dog. You doing that ain't got nothing to do with your resume. You doing that ain't got nothing to do with how good you speak in the interview, bruh. Ain't none of that gonna help you. You making rate right now, ain't none of that necessary. You ain't got no TOT. You got UPT in the bank, bro. Ain't none of that going to work out for you when it comes time to get in that interview. Because when they sit you down in front of that group of people who you have no idea who they are, the only thing you doing, you walked in the room and you saw leadership sitting in front of you that you don't know who they are from Tom, Dick, or Harry, and you caught the white coat syndrome. Now you can't speak. Now you done locked up in front of people that you don't know, and now you trying to do an interview and you ain't doing nothing but saying you ain't practiced not one thing. You ain't did nothing outside of the standard work that's going to get you to where you're supposed to be. You came up with this goal and you said, all right, now I ain't got to do nothing but work hard. I can work hard, and then they're gonna see that I work hard, and then they're gonna pull me out of the group of people who working hard, and then they're gonna lift me up. It don't work like that, bro. It do not work like that. There has never been anybody who has just accidentally fallen into a promotion. Nobody has accidentally fallen into a promotion. And I get you. I feel you, bro. I feel you. You see leadership and they don't do nothing. You see leadership and they shit. You see leadership that's shit every single day. I feel you on that. And these people, they're not leadership because they accidentally fell into a promotion. Let me clear the record for you. Let me set it straight for you. They leadership because they figured out what the corporate side needed them to do, and they did that. Nope. So you need to figure out how to do that too.
Dropping bomb. Oh, all right. So, kind of rewind it back a little bit. I know you touched on how Christians are trying to bring their Christian practices into the work.
We're going there, huh?
We are, and it's crazy that you brought, because I was gonna tread lightly into it, but I want to talk about action, because it's crazy, because I listened to one of because T-Pain's on Twitch now, and he was talking about how, like, we always say a black person is like in the Illuminati, like, oh, to get successful, they ain't putting in no work, they just sold their soul to the devil. he went through that. Like, he comes from, a wholesome family. His family's background is very Christian, and he was talking about his aunt. He wanted to put up, his poster or flyer that, he's doing music or whatever, and he wanted to put it up in his aunt's hair salon. She was like, sorry, baby, but if it ain't God, it ain't for me. Or if it ain't about Jesus, it ain't for me, or something like that. And he was like,
I got a question. When Jesus started doing hell?
that's beside the point. All right.
All right. Oh.
And he ain't sure, but like you can kind of hear it. Like he's still a little hurt about that, because like she knew him. She was a huge part of him growing up or whatnot, and like she knew that he go to church. She probably took him to some of the church services that he was probably a part of, and all this stuff. And just to like get shut down like that from your own family, like is crazy. And then like he blew up. Everybody knows T-Pain now. He
Right.
blew up, and like basically the moral of the story was like people didn't see that as, oh well, you must have made a deal with that. We must have did something shady, because all you do is rap and you got this successful life career or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I'm successful, but why wasn't this a gift from my God? Why, I worked hard, I put in the work, I put in the action. And basically it was like a lot of times, Christians get hung up on, prayer. That we quote scriptures, but we don't quote the entire scripture. Prayer is dead.
We quote the half that make us feel most comfortable in our situation.
Exactly. No, quote the whole thing, because it's I forget it myself, but basically it says that yes, it's okay to pray about it, but you actually got to follow with action right behind it for it to become successful. And that's where we fall short at. We don't have that action. And it reminded me of a story of, because God does send things your way, or whoever you believe in, the universe, whatever, it sends things that you want your way. All you have to do is either act on it, prepare for it, then act on it. Reminded me of a story of, I don't know if he was Christian, but it was a very religious man. It was like a flood or whatever. He's on the top of his house in the middle of a flood. A guy on
might
the
have
boat.
been Joe.
Was it Joe?
I think it might be. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know if this is scripture, but I think this is like actual happened. I think it's a video somewhere. Yeah. All right, so it's a flood. Dude's on top of his house. Guy on the boat comes. He was like, "Hey, we're coming to pick up, people in need like yourself. Let's get on the boat. Let's get out of here." He's like, "Nah, God got me." And they're like, "Hey, yo, like this might get like a little worse. Get on the boat so we can go." "Nah, God got me. I'm pray to God. He gonna send me his way. Send me a way to get out of here." And they're like, all right, we got other people to save. So they drive off.
All right, cool.
Helicopter comes, they lower somebody. "Hey, we gotta go. It might get worse. Come on with us." It's like, "Nah, God got me." They had to basically force this man to get on this plane so they can go. And he was like, "But God was gonna save me." That's what God sent you. He sent you a boat, and then he sent you a plane. You didn't want to get on either one of them. Action, people. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
It's like what people are using their Christian beliefs, thinking that they're supposed to have tangible things in life, thinking that God will provide a way for them to feed their family or to get that new car that they want and all those things. But then once those things are taken away, they say that it wasn't in God's plan for us to have it. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Like how you say, bruh, But they all right. So I know of a woman, and this was a old friend of my past family, not my current family. But she worked overtime at her job, got a second job, and did some stuff under the table so that she can get enough money to afford a car. This car that she wanted. She said, "Thank God, I finally got this car. I am blessed. I am this. I am that. Hands to the creator." All these emojis in the post or whatever. And she was, and like when you talk to her, oh yeah, God made a way. God made a way. Like, and then she stopped working. She stopped working the overtime. She quit the second job, and she stopped doing the stuff under the table. So she couldn't afford the car no more. Car got repossessed, and she turned around and said, "It wasn't in God's plan."
This is like, oh, there's so many things wrong with that. First of all, that wasn't his plan. That was your plan. You
That was
made that purchase. It was, the car wasn't given to you. Nobody was like, "Hey, I see your hard work. Let me
gift you this
provide."
vehicle.
Yeah,
Let me gift you this Toyota Camry. You got this.
You made a purchase. You damn near killed yourself to get enough money to make a purchase. And that purchase came with some, extra fees that you have to continually pay that you stopped doing to get the vehicle. So that is what happened.
It's simple math, man. It's simple math. And some people think, all right, so people quick to tell you that they don't believe in magic, right?
Yeah.
No. I'm being serious. Don't laugh. Because if you laugh, I'm gonna laugh. But people quick to tell you that they don't believe in magic. Turn around and pray, and then believe that those things are going to come to them just because they prayed for it, but never actually do the work for it.
Yep.
And it's the weirdest thing, because I tell people all the time, like, look, that prayer stuff is fine and dandy, but what are you using for your affirmations? What are you telling yourself when you ain't talking to nobody, or when ain't nobody looking? What are you telling yourself? Like, how do you feel about yourself? Like, do you feel like you even capable of doing that? Because it's cool that you asking God to give you that. But like Marcus said, if you ain't putting in the work to be that or become that, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. So it's not worth it for you to waste all your time and say, "God, make me into this amazing leader." Okay. God's listening. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do in the process? Because you asked for a way, and you're still alive. So he gave you a way. He gave you a way. Like, for real. Like, yo, you asked the creator for a shot at doing something, and then you blew the shot.
Yeah.
You blew the shot. I'm gonna need anybody who's listening to this right now, yo. Like, and we kind of bounced around in a few different places, but it sounds like we bounced around a few different places. But I need y'all to understand that this world ain't built on sunshine and rainbows. This world ain't built on a currency system that's based off of monopoly money and fucking glitter bombs and shit. Like, I need y'all to understand that this ain't a simulation, bruh. This ain't The Sims. This ain't The Sims, bro. You can't just go ahead and magically make something happen. You gotta work for it. You have to work for it. That's what we talking about in this whole thing right here. Mark started off this whole conversation with this, right? He started off the whole conversation with this. You doing the regular. You just doing the regular. And let's go ahead and expand it a little bit. You're doing the standard work. You woke up, you did everything that you were supposed to do. You went to work, you did everything you were supposed to do. You got home, you did everything you were supposed to do. But you ain't exceed nothing. You ain't exceed nothing. So you walking around wondering, you wake up every single day, you wondering why you got an average relationship, why your kids are average, you went to an average school, you drive an average car, you got an average job, making average money, doing average everyday shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you wondering why. You like, yo, I don't understand. Like, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. God, I don't get it. I don't understand it. This person over here, they look like they blowing up. I don't get it. It don't make sense to me. But he's trying to tell you every single day. He trying to tell you there's messages every single at every step of life that I take. Something reminds me that, yo, you need to. That's cool that you're doing that, but you need to be doing a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Every step that I take, I've never not been reminded that I need to do a little bit more. I've never had a situation in my relationship where my girl didn't remind me that I need to do more. Never had a situation with Marcus where something I sit back and I say, damn, bro, I need to do a little bit more than what I'm doing right now. Never have I ever sat back and just say, like, ignored those signs, bro. Mm-hmm. Those signs are given to you every single day. Every single day, God gives you a sign and you ignore it. Because it makes you uncomfortable. It makes you uncomfortable to go outside the comfort zone. It makes you uncomfortable to do a little bit more at work. Not only do it make you uncomfortable, but every single time you do it, it seems like it ain't paying off in the moment. So you stop. Oh. Every single time you wake up in the morning, you do a little bit more for your wife who you've been average for every single day since y'all been married. You've been average every single day. You do something phenomenal one day, think it's supposed to change everything, and you go back to doing what you've been doing. And you think, fuck, that ain't working. God, I don't understand. Why she tripping? Why she acting like this? Bruh, it's because you average. I need y'all to get out of the mindset of average. I need you to get to the mindset of I got to do anything and everything possible to move forward in my life. The RKO theory.
I RKO my own grandma. But yeah. That's a lot. Yeah. That is the reason why a lot of relationships kind of failed during COVID, because they had to stay home with that. They had to stay home and basically be phenomenal each and every day in that relationship. And then once the shit hit the fan, it was like, yo, I'm not. I don't know if they even had that revelation, but it basically came down to they weren't doing what they were supposed to. They were basically putting all their livelihood into a job. Their job was their life. And then once they got home and they had to, do life stuff, they just couldn't handle it.
Ain't that crazy, bro? Like, yo, you strive to live every single day. Like, you work for a lifestyle. And once your job is gone and you in that lifestyle, you can't handle it. Like, yo, ain't that crazy?
They're not prepared for it. I mean,
ain't that crazy though? Like, yo, for real. Like, I work day in and day out, 50, 60 hours a week to afford the lifestyle that I built. I got this person right here. She working 50, 60 hours a week. But when we don't have the 50, 60 hours of work to stay away from each other, we get back in the same house and all of a sudden our relationship just disintegrates. Like, yo, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life, bro. That is the craziest thing I ever heard. Like, for real, like, I wish that somebody furloughed my ass and I get to sit in the house with my girl. I wish. Like, yo, for real, like, if that happened to me, bro, I would be in heaven.
Right.
I don't think people understand. You know what? People don't understand because the people who look at us and say that we still in the honeymoon phase even after 2 years of being together, they're those people that are breaking up after being with they significant others for a extended amount of time.
That is wow. Like, you would think that COVID would have like sparked some type of new something. Yeah, new perspective on life. People coming together more often. They be like, hey, we need to we need to work, but we also need to live at the same time. But they was just like, nah, I need to get back to work. How did
I can't deal with your ass. I don't know what in the hell.
Oh,
I ain't gonna be able to
man.
deal with you. Yo, how did that sound? I ain't gonna be able to deal with you without a job.
What? Ah, damn.
Oh, that is the worst, bro. That is the worst. I can't, man.
Mm.
Oh man, people trip me out, man.
Yeah.
Lord, oh
Eh,
Lord.
And it's sad that that's the life. That's the life of some people, and they're perfectly fine with that. They're
Mm.
perfectly fine working until they what like 60s, get the retirement plan, and then live off that. I don't know how much they get. What is it, a month, or they get it a yearly?
I don't know, bro, but I know I'm not trying to find out. So
Yeah,
let's
facts.
go there. Let's talk about that. I know I'm not trying to find out.
Because apparently
uh,
it ain't that plan ain't even working for some people. Old
I
people
mean, well,
still
yeah,
be
you got people that work with us, man, that they retired from somewhere else and they started working for the company that we work for, man. Is ah
that's
boy.
that's not retirement. That's the thing.
That's not how that works. That's not how
No.
that works. That's definitely not how that works. And then like some people are delusional about what retirement actually is. Like
Mm,
they'll tell you what that they got bored not working, so they went and found another job. But in reality, it's just that they realized that they won't be able to survive, so they needed to pay for the house that they just bought 20 years ago, that they got 10 years left for payments. The car that they bought because their last car stopped working, things like that. The fact that they won't have insurance no more, things like that.
mm,
And they delusional. Like we got a lot of old heads that work with us that they claiming the same thing. Like, look,
yeah.
I got bored. No, you didn't. You ran out of money. Stop playing with me.
Like, be
Stop
real
playing
with
with me.
yourself. Thanks. Jesus. But all right. The underlying message for this episode is to, you know, be comfortable getting uncomfortable. Uh you can even take baby steps into it. The one of the podcasts that I was listening to is like, yeah, just get lost. If you're driving somewhere, take that route you never took before. See if you can like find something new.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Also in life, do something that you haven't done before. Go down a different path, or I mean, we all know right for wrong, so always pick the right path. Make sure it's uh, don't be out here, shooting up schools and all that other stuff.
Right.
That's bad. Uh, that'll send you down a different path that ends in death. Don't do that. That's no. Uh, but yeah, get uncomfortable, people. Be fine with exploring new ideas, new options, new paths in life. You might want to be a surgeon at the end of all this, but try your hand at some culinary stuff. You might like it. You might actually figure out you got talents in many different other areas.
Right.
Do that. Just do it.
Right.
Make it happen.
Mm. All right, man. It sounds like we can go ahead and wrap this thing up on that note. Mark, what you got coming up, man? You doing anything important?
Uh, Not of lately.
The answer is always yes, by the way. Because I
I
mean,
mean,
you do a lot of stuff that you don't think is important, but then
I do.
then you present it to other people, and it's just like, why have you been sitting on this forever? But it's probably because how
I'm working on it. I'm working on
yeah, your assessment.
it.
We'll find out in a few months, everybody, I guess. Uh, yeah, man. Let's pretend that this week is next week, man. By the time everybody listens to this episode, it'll be Tuesday the let's see, what is it? Tuesday the 27th, bro. And
Mhm.
this Friday,
Hey.
Thursday, I will be in North Carolina in the Raleigh Convention Center setting up my first ever table for the Gym State Siege.
Hey.
So you know, you coming through? You what day
Oh
you
yeah,
coming through again?
coming through Friday.
Coming through Friday. All right, we're gonna need to figure out a podcast situation because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do anything while I'm there or not. I wanted to be able to do a podcast table, but I don't think we're gonna be able to do that because we ain't got the right equipment as of yet. So we ain't got that roadcaster yet, so we can't take the show on the road. So we're gonna have to figure out something off book. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But for anybody who is interested in the Gym State Siege and AJ McMullen is the author and the Ascension brand in a whole, we will be setting up and representing Ascension Media at the Raleigh Convention Center at GalaxyCon coming up this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you can catch me and Alyssa there, and Marcus will be there on Friday, and a few other people from our group are also coming through. So you know, more than likely, all of us will be there in attendance on Friday together. You can come through and hang out with the crew, ask questions if you want, and all of those good grateful things. And we can all just sit kick back up in the convention center and have a party, a little block party up in that thing. Yeah, bring your own food because I heard the food there is expensive as all get out. So it's gonna be a great time, man. Can't wait to see each and every one of you guys. I've been practicing my my penmanship with the signature boy. It looked horrible. It looked horrible. It felt like I ain't wrote since I was in school. So it's like a weird thing. But yeah, man, I think that's all I got, man. We can go ahead and close this one out.
All righty. This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast with the Elephant. As always, welcome. Like and share our videos. Catch us on all our social medias: Facebook, YouTube, Spotify.
Link in the description.
Links in the descriptions. All right. Love y'all. We got heading out.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.